Hello, my name's Jeremy from To The Table Games, and Oliver you might know from Codes Nanotite. He's been retired for a little bit now.
I'm back from my hibernation.
So we decided to make a video together since we used to do that on his channel.
Yes.
So we are going to do our top 10 videos of 2024. And these are not necessarily games that came out in 2024. Most of mine are, but these are games that we played in 2024. So are you ready to give your list?
I am ready to give my list, and I just wanted to say that I'm very thankful for the guys behind the camera watching. Thank you so much.
All right, so let's get to our number. Did you have any things to say before about your list? I tried to keep my list like late 2023 to 2024. I know your list isn't like that, right?
I think it's mostly 2020. I didn't play like a ton of games this year, so I think that it's mostly from this year. Yeah. I mean, as I'm looking at it, these are games I played this year.
You played them this year, but they might be from other years, right?
Okay.
Right, yeah.
Maybe.
So, yeah. All right, so let's get into our number 10.
10.
All right, let's do
Let's
it.
get into it.
Okay, so what is your number 10?
So my number 10 game of 2024 is Tidal Blades 2, even though this was a game that we played this year for the first time.
Kind of cheated a little
I
bit.
kind of cheated a little bit.
That's all right. I might have cheated in some ways too.
Okay. Scandalous over here.
That's a good game. I like it.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not gonna
like
lie.
it. I mean, it's not my favorite, but I definitely like the dungeon crawler aspect of it. I like hurting the bad guys. I wouldn't say killing because it seems like too much of a lighthearted game to say that, I guess. And it's interesting to see the theme and how it has this story and how I'm kind of already hooked to the story.
Yeah, I think it's fun. I think it's I like how light it is. even though it's a dungeon crawler,
it's not like a huge hard game or anything.
Yeah.
It's like something I can get around with not being a person who loves hard games.
All right, so my number 10. I know I have talked about I don't like this game as much, but I actually really like it. I just compare it to another game a lot.
I'm trying to think.
So you were surprised when I was like, oh yeah, that made my list, but this is Wormspan. So my number 10 is Wormspan.
Okay.
I do like it. I like the mechanics a lot. I think the reason it ticks so down low in my top 10 is because it's a lot like Wingspan, but also I feel like thematically Wingspan had this you're learning about birds, and I like the education part of it, and having imaginary dragons and writing lure about the dragons just didn't feel the same, so that kind of brought it down. But I think the mechanics are really fun, but I have everything for Wingspan, so I like Wingspan a lot. I love the theme because it brings other people to games, but I'm excited for Finspan because it kind of brings back your learning about fish. It's a little lighter, so I think I'm able to get more people to play it. So yeah, I'm excited about Wingspan. But my number 10, Wormspan, which I really do like a lot. I like the caves and how you have to add the caves, and it took away the dice. So there are really some cool new mechanics in it, but it does feel a lot like Wingspan. So that is my number 10. It is time to move on to our number 9.
Just one comment. I have not played this game. I'm just nodding along to be respectful.
Yeah, that's I played that at the retreat, the gaming retreat we went to.
Oh, Wormspan?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember you playing it. It took like 4 hours.
I don't know if it took that long.
It took a very long time. I was like, are you guys done yet? No. You guys done yet? No.
All right. So number 9.
Number
Let's get
9.
to it. All right.
So my number 9 game is a game that I've played a lot. And this isn't a game that I would intentionally go out of my way to be. I mean, I guess in some way, but it's not like this big game that I'm like, ooh, I want to play that. It's just something that is easy to get to the table, and I'm like, you know what? I will play that game. It's pretty fun. And that game is Rainbow.
All right. That's a fun one. I like Rainbow, yeah.
Yeah, Rainbow, it's just so simple. I mean, I like just little card games. I guess I have a hard time explaining it, but it's just I like how simple it is. How it's like 1 through 6, and you're trying to make like straights, and you're just trying to get the most points. And I kind of like that when I heard about it. I was like, oh, the cards are the points. That makes sense. So I don't know. It just kind of it makes it. Like everything in it is just very simple.
Even though it's simple, I think you're like thinking about okay, if I play 2 6s, that's gonna be next round. Somebody's gonna get those 12 points if I'm not able to win it. So there is a little bit of strategy, but simple, easy to teach.
Yeah,
I've played it a ton too. I think it's super fun.
Yeah, it's
like one of my list, but yeah, it's a fun game.
It's like one of our most played games of the year, and it's like this little card game, and it's all, and it's like all play, right?
Yeah, all play. Yeah,
yeah.
It's their new size game.
It's like they have a little like regular like an Uno game size, I guess. Yeah. And I just thought it was pretty interesting. So that's why I made my list, and it was like one of my top played games of the year. So.
All right. So we're on number 9. Number 9 is this one I kind of switched around at the end. Going back around. So this one we played at the end of the year. I think it's fun. It's actually a second edition, but it kind of fixed some things from the first edition to the second edition, from what I heard, because I never played the first edition. But this is Trekking the World.
Ooh.
So Trekking the World it's fun. I like especially when you add in the expansion. It just adds a little extra level. But the production is really nice. You got your little it's like a suitcase that you're doing your little souvenirs in, and the cards are really nice, and the art's good. It kind of it also gives you like that learning aspect, kind of like Wingspan or trekking through history. Right. I like all of that. I think that's fun, and I like just picking up that card. That's it. That's all you do. It's your what is it called? It's your agenda card or whatever, something like that. But basically, it tells you how much you move, what city you want to be able to get some souvenirs, and you get some money, and that's it. But then in that, it's the puzzle of getting to the right spot and be able to do the different things, and then you get the tokens that give you special abilities. It's really fun. I like it a lot. So, all right.
Yeah, I like the game too. More on that later.
So you're saying it might be on your list?
Maybe.
All right.
We'll just have to stick it out.
Well, so number 8, we got to go to
number 8. All right. My number 8 is a game that a lot of you probably don't know. It is a party game, and it is called Pickles.
Okay, this is a silly game.
So we were at like a barbecue restaurant, and our friend came up, and he was like, "You want to play this game?" And I'm like, "Sure."
I don't even think you can't. I couldn't find this on BGG. Like, so it's which is hilarious.
It's a mystery. Like, where did it come from? I don't even remember the game, but I just remember having so much fun playing it. It was just so stupid. I know it basically you guess. It's kind of like Wavelength, if you know that game. You're trying to like guess if this person would like this thing. It's like there's a like I like this. I'm like
you're like voting on the different things, right?
Or I'm like I don't like this.
But you're voting on what somebody else thinks, though.
Oh, yeah. But they also have their card.
Yep, so then they show what it is, and then if you match them, then you grab the card in the center, and it's like a race.
And it's simple, but it's so funny. And I remember my dad knocked down his drink, and I was like...
I made a mess.
Yeah, he made a big mess. and in front of everybody. There were like 30 people. I'm kidding. There were not that many people.
The people that were working there were there.
Yeah, that's true. There was only like one other family there or something, but that was a fun experience. And it's mainly because of that it made it onto my list, even above Rainbow, which I played like 15 times this year.
All right, my number 8 is Apiary. So bees in space. Oh. So another Stonemaier game. So already 2 Stonemaier games on my list.
Shocker.
But yeah, I really like this. I think it it's just got some interesting gameplay. I like how you have to like get your little dance, your bee dance, and that gives you a special move if you get that and you put your thing on there, and you're building out your hive, your spaceship hive. And yeah, I think it all works together. I like the weird theme. And yeah, I think Apiary is pretty fun. I think it's a little too heavy for you though.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a game that I'm like, okay, let's get this out right now. It's sweet. No, I mean, it's super strange to me. I don't even know what he just said about the bee dance.
Yeah, and I like the special powers, like when you get the yellow tiles and put them on there, they give you like end game scorings, and then you have different ones that you put on there that get you different resources when you pull your bees back, and I yeah, it's just super fun. But this is one of my games that we got in 2023, but I didn't get a chance to play it until because it was late 2023. But yeah, Apiary, it's fun.
All right.
So we're moving on to our 7. All right, yeah.
Okay, so my number 7 is a game that we mentioned earlier, Shock. It's gonna be a shock when you hear this. Trekking the World.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be Apiary.
No, you did not.
No, I figured. I knew this one was on your list.
But yeah. I'm really drawn to geography and history, and that's what this game. That's the theme of the game, and it's just
got history in it.
Yeah, when you read the cards.
It's not history, it's the geography.
No, but it shows you the history of the, like,
I don't even read the cards, you see?
I'm pretty sure that, yeah, it does. I read one of the cards. Jeez. But, yeah, that's what draws me to the game. The only thing about this game that sets me back is I am terrible at this game. Like, it's so pretty and it's so satisfying, but it's like, I cannot figure out a way to win this game in any way, which I usually don't win games. But it's also fun to see my aunt obsess over reading the cards and, like, you're missing out on all the fun. Like, I read, like, one card and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And I really like trekking through history. And I do like trekking through history a little more because, I mean, that weighs in more on the history fact. And time travel is cooler than flying on planes, I guess. A little bit.
I could see that.
Yeah.
All right, so it is my number 7.
It is your number 7.
And so
I forgot his whole list, so I don't even know. Like, because he told me.
My number 7 is, you've played this one for sure.
Yeah.
It's River Valley Glassworks.
Okay.
This is one I've played a ton, actually. It just goes over really well.
With the peoples.
Yeah, it's kind of, it has like a little bit of a Zool feel to it. But I mean, the production is great. Allplay knocked this one out of the park with the production. And
Allplay, man.
Yeah, they're doing it. Yeah. But
it's like Disney but board games.
Yeah, I like you're only doing a couple things. You're either taking a glass piece and putting the shape on whatever shape river tile thing, and then you take something on the right or left, and then you put it in your Glassworks, or you get more stuff from the lake, and that's pretty much it. But there is strategy in trying to get the right glass pieces to score the most points and get those rows filled up and get those the columns to the right as high as you can, so you can score a lot of points. So yeah, it's really fun. But I think the art really draws me in the most. I mean,
yeah,
I love
it is very pretty for sure.
Yeah, and that everyone wants to play it, and I love that. I love games that just want to bring people to gaming.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
I understand that.
I mean, I like the big heavy games, and we'll get to those in a little bit, but
little 45-minute easy games that can ease you into a game.
You can knock out a game in like 20 minutes if it's just a couple people.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he has played it a lot, and I'm like, maybe I should weigh into the hype a little bit. But that is your number 7. On to my number 6.
6.
So my number 6, very goofy game. It's a party game. It's
games?
I think I do. I think you had a astute observation there. But this game, I don't even understand it, but it's fun. Like, I don't know why.
This sounds amazing.
It's literally a game, it's just guessing for me. And this game is Things and Rings.
Oh, Things and Rings. That's probably one of my most played games.
Yeah, it's like this little Venn diagram, and it's like you're trying to guess the 2 clues or the 2 rules.
Or 3 rules. We only play with 2 usually.
We only play with 2. The 2 rules that are given, one of them is a rule of how the word is spelled, like if there's an A in the word, or how many syllables the word is. And then it's like a rule about like...
There's context.
Heavier than... Or thing that would hurt if it dropped on you. So it's like, you have to be able to guess that, but it's not easy. The word one is like... almost always guessed, but the one that's just super vague and weird. It's what is the other section called?
No, it's context and
context and like word.
And then
context is the one we don't play with.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the blue one is. I don't remember.
Yeah, but it's like something like that.
You gave a good description of it.
Heavier than a shoe, or bigger than a computer, or something like that. And that's not necessarily easy to guess. So I just go for the word, and I'm like, I think I get this. But all you have to do is get 5 cards, or it's 5 cards, something like that.
You get rid of 5 cards.
You get rid of 5 cards, guessing if it's in those categories or in both, because it's a Venn diagram. And I literally I'm like, is it there? Yes. Is it there? Like, I just throw it in random places and just and I've won a game like that in 2 minutes. I didn't even get fully around the table. I've
played it where people have won it first turn.
Yeah,
I played it with kids. It works really well with kids.
Yeah.
You just do one circle and it's in or out.
So you can change this what your audience is when they're playing the game.
Yeah. It's really good. I mean, I think you can do a wide array of people. Yep. So we're on 6.
Yes, we are.
6. All right. So
can't see it.
All right. So my number 6. I changed my list, so I just did an arrow. So I'm trying to make sure I'm keeping it in the right order. This one actually,
you wrote it on.
I was surprised how much I liked it. It was just a small game, quick play. I did it I got it for free to teach at Barnes and Noble, and this just is a really delightful game, and that is Art Society.
Oh, okay.
Art Society. I like tile layers, so it makes sense that I would like that. But little things, little details, like the cover being the pictures are indented. Yeah. It's such a simple little thing.
It's like something that he when we go to game nights with the game, he's like, look at it's indented, and the inside of the box has
the fuzzy insert. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. But then it's the insert holds all the pictures, and it's just like a little auction game, and you're trying to fill your gallery wall, and just the way you do that, and you're trying to get picture frames together, but not the same style of picture, and so yeah, it's really fun, and it's went over really well. I haven't taught that to anybody that didn't love the game. So
wow, maybe I'll be the first one.
Maybe. Yeah, he hasn't played this one, but yeah,
I have not.
Art Society, I think is super, super fun.
Okay, so my number 5 game is...
I have no idea.
You don't know?
I don't know. I don't remember your list.
He has no idea. It's a game that...
Wait, does it have the number 5 in the name? I just wanted to ask.
No.
Okay.
You can see it. So this game is a game that is kind of an expansion. Not literally an expansion, but it's plays off of an old game that I really, really liked. It was in my top 3. It was number 2 or number 3 on my first top 10 ever. And that game is Iron Forest, which is basically a rebranding, I guess you could say, of Ice Cool. And it's cool because it has 2 levels, and you use this little catapult to catapult it to the top. And it's a little bit more you have cards, and you have abilities. And I haven't played through a full round of the game. I've just played around with it a little bit. But it's interesting that they're trying to add a little bit more difficulty. It's almost like the kids that played Ice Cool have grown up now. So they're playing like an older version of it. So I think that's kind of poetic in my sense, because I was like 8 when I played Ice Cool, and now I'm like almost 16.
Well, and we got to use the catapult, and we played around with it a lot, even though like you didn't play through a whole round of it. Like we played with Bowie a bunch.
Right.
His little cousin, my nephew, like we played around with it a bunch, and just doing the catapult, and like sometimes you end up going through the hole,
right?
But then like getting the sense of like it does change up the game quite a bit,
right?
From Ice Cool, just adding that extra level and having the power cards, and you can knock people out and stuff like that, and so yeah, it's pretty fun.
I like it. I mean, again, I would like to get a full round of it in to be like, okay.
And it's something we just got too, so that's partly why I haven't played it
and
that
we're
much.
busy people, so like not even doing YouTube anymore. And it's like,
All right, so we are on what, number 5?
5, I believe. Let me check.
Yes, number 5. Number 5. This is another one you haven't played. You haven't even seen this one because I played it at a game night at Youth for Christ. And that is Skyrise. So Skyrise is another auction game, which I didn't realize I like auctions so much, because I feel like I've played several this year, and I'm like, oh, I really like that game. But this is an auction game, but it's a little different because you have all these skyscrapers that you're using, and they all have numbers on them, and that's what you're using to auction it. But then you're like trying to like claim different areas and have the most in certain areas, and you're getting resources. And I played with the deluxe. Oh, I want to buy it. It was so amazing. It looked amazing, and I know that the retail copy still looks really good, but the deluxe looks amazing, and I would love to get it, but I haven't gotten it yet. But I can always play Joe's. So, but it was super fun. I liked it a lot, and it just put a little twist on like an auction game, because like all your buildings, no building has the same number on it. So some like, and you have buildings that you use at the end of the game and the beginning of the game. So like basically like you might play a building, and you might know that person can beat you, so you might play a smaller one just because you know they're going to be able to beat you on that spot or whatever. So it's like figuring out the best time, and I like it when you like maybe play a building and you know the next building or two no one can beat you again, so you get to take a bunch of spots and you get to pick those spots for the next turn. It is super awesome.
I'm very confused.
It's super fun.
I do not understand.
Skyrise, I definitely want to play it some more, but yeah, it was really, really fun, and I liked it. I mean, it made an impression on me. It's super fun, so yeah. All right.
Maybe I'll have to play it, but I did not get a single word of what you said in my brain. I'm very confused.
I'll have to show you pictures of it. It looks really
cool. Cool. All right. So this is number 4 next.
Number 4.
And my number 4 game, just to remind myself, is a game that I didn't even really realize I liked as much as I did until I started doing my list. I'm like, I do like this game more than this game. I do like this game more than Pickles. This game more than Things and Rings. And I was like, and more the Trekking the World or whatever game. But this game is Sky Team. Sky Team is really fun to me. I like it. I like the thrill of it, that you're trying to land a plane safely, but there's like that aspect of like you could crash. It's also just like, it's pretty simple because every aspect of the game I understand like fully. Like it's just so, it's like, oh, Oliver, it's your turn. I need to do this. Like I don't really need my dad's help, especially because you can't really use help from your partner. But it's just interesting like to see how you can work together to like land this plane safely. And it works well with the theme too, because usually there are more than one pilots to land a plane or just flying a plane in general. So you're trying to do that with your.
It's like they have a pilot and then they have like a co-pilot or something, right? No, this is super fun. Actually, this is a super fun game. Awesome, cooperative, working together.
Yeah. I like those games.
Where like you don't have a person that's like the alpha gamer that's telling everyone what to do because you can't talk.
Right.
So,
which I hate with cooperative games.
And there is a lot of tension in the game, and there's a lot of modules you can add to it. It's really fun. Honestly, this one probably would have made my list if it would have came out late last year. But we did get it. We did get it last year.
Yeah.
But we had it for most of the year, and but I've played it a lot. I like it a lot. Yeah. But I didn't put it. I would have put it in my list if I was trying to keep closer to 2024. But yeah, this is a really, really, really good game. So.
Yeah. So what's your number 4?
Number 4.
Don't hold it out too far.
All right. So this one, I was 1 off from that 5.
You were 1 off?
Yeah, I was 1 off. This is Freedom 5 in number 4. Yeah. So anyway, Freedom 5. This one's really fun. We haven't gotten. I've played it several times, but we haven't gotten far in the campaign.
Yeah.
But it's really thematic, and I just love how you can go get bystanders, and each bystander is like a person, and they've written something up for them, and there's just so many.
And they give you like heroes. A side mission, and it's with the bystanders.
Yeah, and each little hero has their own little backstory, but they're not like heroes that you know,
right?
Like, because they're new heroes.
I mean, they are like a lot of them are built off of other heroes. Like the main hero, like that guy, he's basically Superman. There's a purple guy, he's up there. You probably can't see him. He's like Deadpool. Like they're very.
I don't think they can see back there, but that's okay.
Oh, they can?
No, that's all right.
Oh, okay. I'm just pointing
it's up there. It's up there.
Well, like. I mean, they're very obviously derived from, like, Marvel or DC, but some of them are, like, also just generic. Like, there's a psychic character, and that's just, like, kind of a...
I'm sure it's based off some kind of hero,
it is, but, yeah.
But Freedom 5, super fun. My only thing, like, that I struggle with in the game is, like, the dice can be brutal. So if you're fighting a boss... you want to have lots of dice to throw, and I feel like you really want to have more than 2 players. I played my first round. I played was 2 players, and it made it really hard. So I think you want to have
on his own.
you want to have at least 3 or 4 players in this game. But thematically amazing. It's like a beefed up Pandemic. So if you like Pandemic, this is a superhero Pandemic. So yeah. Super awesome. So
number 3, top number 3.
All right. I think I know all the rest of mine. Yeah.
Well, I know my next game. It is Freedom 5. Here we keep going.
So do you like this game?
I do. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I really tend to like dice games. And I don't really mind when I roll too bad, because I'm like, man, whatever. But I played, like, King of Tokyo, and, like...
That was, like, your first...
That was my favorite game. It was a dice game, and it's... And then, what were some other dice games that I enjoy? Trying to think, because
Dice...
Throne. Dice Throne. I enjoy that game.
Role Player.
I just tend to like those games, so, like, having games to roll dice to test your luck, because, like, I mean, if you want to think in, like, a true storyteller's perspective, like, a sheet of iron could be thrown in my way just in some unlucky fashion, and I could see that when I roll my unlucky dice. Yeah. But I really do like the theme in this game. I really like superheroes, so generally I'm going to be drawn to games like this. It is a big, giant, beautiful board. Like it's truly amazing, and I like how the board is split by the locations in like little comic panels. I think that's interesting. They have a lot of like, I like how they provide the backstory on the back of the card. Like or the backstory of how your character became your character. Mine is like he's the 8th of his name, so it's like he's like his name and then the 8th. So he's like the 8th son with the same name. I think it's like Paul or something. It's goofy, but just seeing those backstories. Yeah, well, Paul Revere was like friends with his like great grandpa.
I knew there was something about Paul.
Yeah, and that's why he named his son Paul. Then it went Paul. Like I just thought that was interesting. And also like there's little side missions that you do, like which kind of are setbacks, but it's like that's what a superhero would do. They have to go to this event.
Spider-Man has to get Aunt May's sugar, right?
Right, he has to get Aunt May's sugar, and that's a little setback if there's like a building being knocked down.
And there's alter ego stuff.
Yeah. Right, where you change between, like, you have to be a superhero to fight, and you have to, like, do your secret missions as your alter ego. So I just think those things are interesting. The theme is, like, if it was just empty, I would be like, this game stinks. But I don't necessarily tend to like the games that are, like, super medieval, like, Gloomhaven type games, fantasy. I tend to like the sci-fi, superhero games because, I mean, I've watched, like, the Deadpool movies and the Spider-Man movies, and I love those movies. Like, maybe if they put out a Gladiator game, I'd be interested. But so that is my top 3. What is yours?
All right, top 3 is this has got a biblical theme. And it's another one you haven't played. These ones are heavy games, so
I know
so it's Ezra and Nehemiah.
Oh no, I don't.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
so Ezra and Nehemiah. It's man, it's a big game. In terms of, like, it makes you think. It kind of hurts my brain a little bit when I play it, but I really like the different things you can do in it. Like, you're building the wall of Jerusalem, and that's one of the things, the actions you can do, and you can go to the temple and you can make sacrifices and rebuild the temple. And then what is the blue one? You're getting, like, abilities and end game points in the other one, but I don't remember what that one stands for. But anyways, you have these cards, like 3 spots you can place cards, and when you're placing cards, they have, like, either blue flags, gray flags, or red flags, and then they
confused again.
I know. And they might have a mix of the two, or they might be all of one. But then, like, you play one card and you pick a color, and then, like, the building the walls gray and going to the temple's red, and so you pick a color and then you use those flags to do your actions. So then when you place your next card, it adds to all the flags you have. So when you choose a color again, you get to use that card and the other card you have, and then the third you get to use all the flags. So it's a cool system, and I like it a lot. And I mean, obviously I'm drawn to that biblical theme, and making, like, good, games about the Bible is super awesome, and not just, like, Bible Trivia Pursuit, or something like that. I just really like it.
It's cool how they've expanded the market a little bit.
Yeah, so I really, really like that game. I've played it 3 times, and, like, still getting a handle on the game. It's fun, and like, I've played different ways every time, so there's you can change the way you play, and maybe focus on building the wall, and or focus, like building up the temple and making sacrifice. Like, you can just really do different things, so I like it a lot. So yeah, Ezra and Nehemiah. My number 3, right? That we're on 3?
Yes, we are.
All right.
So my next game, this is a game that I saw on the internet, and I was like, Dad, we have to get this game. And this game is another party game, and this is Wavelength.
Oh, yep. You watched a bunch of, like, shorts.
Yeah, I watched a bunch of shorts, and they would just play it, like, it would be, like, couples, and they would just play it on their own. And basically, like, it gives you this thing. It's hard to explain, so I'm only going to explain a little bit of it. But it's like really dirty and really clean. And then
I'd be the really clean, and he'd be... No,
okay, that's wild. But you roll around the thing, and it gives you a spot between, or like, it will land sometimes on the really clean side, the really dirty side, or maybe somewhere in the middle, or like somewhere in the middle of the... You know what I mean? But then, like...
I'm so confused. I'm just kidding.
He's like my mom. But then you give them a clue based on what that lands on. So if it was more on the very dirty side, I would give them a clue like a rotten banana peel or something like that. And
what if it's a very clean rotten banana?
That's not how that works. But then you like, unless you're like watching those cleaning videos where they just pick up like a random teddy bear like on the street and clean it. But like, and then my dad would be like, okay, that's pretty darn dirty, and he would move the wheel to the side where it's really, really dirty, and then I would guess, and then all those things are points, and it gives you points based on like
how well you guess.
How well you guess,
yeah.
yes.
So.
And I just thought this game was really interesting. It's fun to try to get into people's brains, even though I'm also really bad at this game. Like, I just really like getting out a good party.
I don't even like this game. I don't even care if I win. It's just kind of a fun activity to play with groups. And now we got Vinny. We got Vinny.
That's very...
All right, so we're on to my number 2. I don't even know I need to pick up the sheet. Oh, you just killed him. Just kidding.
That is... Peter, don't sue us, please.
So this one, I like it a lot. It scratches a Everdell itch for me. And this is Wondrous Creatures, and this production is beautiful. I love the little like dinosaur dragon meeples and how you get your little captain to ride on the meeple, and the card play is super fun. Just trying to like, if I play that card, then I'll get these resources, and then I can do that card, but I'm working for this goal. It's just super fun, and the way you place your dragon meeples on the board can give your resources or your cards. It's just a really, really fun game. And yeah, I mean, I really like Everdell, and it just really scratches, and like, even like Ark Nova, I like that game, and that it just scratches that same kind of itch for me. Really fun. I could definitely, I want to get the expansions and try them out. It's awesome. So yeah, Wondrous Creatures.
A game I've never played.
Yes, I know.
It's like a lot of it. Like, I think when I stopped doing YouTube, it's like we stopped playing games, and then then a lot of the games my dad plays.
We definitely slowed down at the end of the year this year. Usually we'd be like busting out games to do videos, and
so we're on to number 1.
What we're gonna do? We're gonna do some bonus honorable mentions. Yeah.
It's not coming to mind. Okay, so my first honorable mention, so this is 11, is The Quacks of Quedlinburg, and I played this at a friend's house, and it was really late at night, so it's surprising that this even landed at my top 10, because if you know me well enough, you know that I do not do games well at like 11 o'clock at night, but somehow this game is cool. It's a press your luck game. I really hope this doesn't fuel my gambling addiction. But it's just like, you have all these but it's also kind of deck building in a way. It's like chip building, but you have all these chips, like cardboard chips in your thing, and some of them are bad, and some of them are good, and you build up that bag throughout the game to make it better. But you're pulling these chips out of the bag, and like if you pull enough of the bad ones out, you bust. Which is like when you don't know what's gonna come out next. So you put out a good one, you put out a bad one, and you're like, okay, I still have like 6 more tries, and then you keep going, and you're like, this could bust me. And then usually I'm a wuss, so I would just not. But I think it's fun to just like ponder on it and be like, what would happen if... But I don't know. I really hope this doesn't lead to a gambling addiction. I really don't think it will. And I mean, again, I don't really understand the game in full, but from what I played, it was pretty interesting. But just getting a grasp at the game, especially because I was playing it so late.
And I played this. This might have made my list if it wasn't like a really old game because I played it for the first time this year. But I really wanted to keep it closer to the 2024. But yeah, this is a really, really fun game. And I like how easy it is. Another game that you could just introduce to just about anybody. Yeah. I feel it's super fun. So, all right, what's your next honorable mention?
Next honorable mention, I didn't even know. I'm trying to remember this game. Because I remember it and I remember playing it. Pollen. Is that the game in the cylindrical one? I forget. No, this is actually bad because I don't know what it is.
Wow.
Pollen.
Pollen is the one, remember, where you're putting the flower things together and then you put the little bug meeples?
Oh, this game is fun. Okay. So
when you see the picture, it's easy to remember
you're
what
like pollinating the flowers and you're like trying to get points off it, but like you can... Yeah, I just found this game really fun. My dad got it for me for one of my musicals because instead of real flowers, he gets me board games about flowers, which I enjoy because it's a game that I can play once. Never play. I'm kidding. No, but I'm actually kidding. But
it's funny that you picked the other game that was one of your flower games.
Right, because I didn't know, honestly, because like, I mean, I don't play board games as much, so it might as well have been. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I think when you're doing the pub meeple too, you see the game and you're like, oh, I remember that game.
Yeah, from when I played it. Right.
It makes more sense when you're doing it that way versus pulling it out of your head all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a fun game. Yeah, first time I played that one, another one, all play, killing it.
Killing it.
All right,
good game.
All right, so my honorable mentions are two games that technically I played this year and not last year. So I'm cheating a little bit too.
I just realized I'm a big filthy cheater with Freedom 5 too, but he cheated with it too. So
well, Freedom 5 I played last year.
That does not count.
I played it by yourself. I played it by myself. That does
not count.
But my two, the first one is Far Away, and this is a Pandasaurus game, and it's really cool because you basically are just drafting 4 cards. I played at Andrew's house. You're drafting 8 cards, and you're just putting them down. But once you've drafted all the cards, you flip them all over, and then you flip one of them at a time. The last card you played to the first card you played, and you're seeing if it meets any criteria to score points. So you want to like think about how you lay those cards. So when you flip it over, you're like, okay, I need that to score my third card. So as you're flipping them, you're scoring, and it's just an interesting puzzle. And you can, if you play, I think it's a lower card or a higher card. After the last card, you end up drawing a card, which helps you as well. But yeah, it's just a simple game, but really fast, really fun. I like it a lot. And the next one of my honorable mentions, this one would probably make my top 3, really, if I was honest with myself. And that is Tidal Blades 2.
What?
Yes.
Okay. See, he was like, I really like this game. Wait, yeah. I'm confused.
What?
Because you like Freedom 5 more.
No, I don't. I definitely like this one better.
Then why is it in your...
Because I didn't put the games that I played this year. I didn't... See, I played Freedom 5 last year.
Sure.
I did. I played it twice last year.
By yourself.
I played it by myself, but I still...
You cannot get a full handle of the game if you play it.
Are we really gonna get into this?
We are.
But to be honest, I just didn't want to totally rework my list. I just put it at the bottom as my honorable mentions because technically I played this in 2025. But this one, it reminds me of Gloomhaven a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously not exactly the same. It's much lighter theme. But like just how like there was one point where I activated a card that had the chaining mechanism, so you could chain the attacks together. So I had a 5 attack, but one of those chain cards I could actually hit 2 people. So then I was able to hit 2 people, but then I could add, I think, Pace Spirit, and then it let me hit 3 people at a certain distance or something like that. But I ended up like killing 2 of the creatures and almost like taking the other one out. And it was just like this awesome moment that I remember when I was playing Gloomhaven a lot, like having those moments. So this game's super fun. I love the grid and how you place the cards and you activate a row or a column. Super fun. I love just the theming and the world of Tidal Blades. So yeah, this one is definitely awesome. I love it a lot.
Awesome.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Yeah. So,
number 1. Okay. So this game is a very interesting top 1. A game that I would never ever think to put in my top 1 ever in my life. If I never played this game, I would look at it and be like, ew, what are you thinking putting this in your top 1? This is Splendor Pokemon, or Pokemon Splendor.
But you love Pokemon, right?
I hate Pokemon. Like, it's like I'm the type of person who does not love everything that other people love. So it's like amazing that I like this game. It's like 1 in a million. Like no one would ever think that I would like this game. I don't really like the art of, like, I don't really like anime. I don't know if Pokemon is considered anime.
I think it is.
But it's close enough. It's like, I've never really liked the art. I'm kind of like, I'm just going to keep away from that. But, I mean, I understand why people like it. It's interesting. But, it's just, it makes sense. Like, it makes sense that, like, I like how it plays off Splendor, but, like, you can, like, upgrade your cards to an evolved version of your Pokemon. So, and again, I really like games where you're, like, I know this isn't, like, I'm just going to connect it, like, a deck building games where you're continuing to build off the same thing, that you're continuing to build off the same deck. This game, you're building off the same Pokemon and making it stronger and stronger so you have more power to buy other cards. And I really like Splendor. Honestly, I like it more than Splendor.
It was really fun.
It was, like, I played it once and I was like, this game is
And awesome. You can't even buy it in the US.
Yeah, it's
either,
like $100 if you want to buy it and get it shipped.
You have to get it shipped, yeah.
It's unfortunate, but we're going to figure it out someday. But it's just very interesting. Yeah, I never would have ever thought I would have had
Man, I totally could have got it for your birthday this year.
Oh, dear. That is a waste of money. All right, what's your number 1? I know what it is, but, you know. Why do you...
Oh, shoot, I messed up my list.
No, you didn't. Stop
now we got to start over.
No! We've done this before. It is not fun.
Just
no,
kidding.
It's not fun.
So this game, I wish I could play it more. I really wish I could play it more because it is so fun. It's chunky. It's space. It might be taking over my top space game. Maybe I feel like I need to play it.
That's a lot.
I think I need to play it a few more times.
Unknown?
Oh, that's. I guess I was thinking like space, like space opera game. You know, like Eclipse or like games like that. But yeah, it's super fun. And that is, I haven't even said what it is. Andromeda's Edge.
Okay,
so, Andromeda's Edge. It is kind of like the successor of was it Eldervale? I had it in my brain and then I lost it.
It's something of Elder something. I don't know.
But anyways, it is super fun. I love.
It's like based on the game.
Is like you're saying. Yeah. Well, it was like kind of similar mechanics, like kind of like Splendor, and then you got Splendor Pokemon.
Right.
Dwellings of Eldervale. That's what it is.
Dwellings of Eldervale.
Okay, perfect. So, anyways, but this like you're taking your ships and you're going out and exploring areas, and you're trying to build different things on the planets. And I have the deluxe, so it's all super fancy looking, but
he's extra.
I'm extra. But anyways, and then eventually after you explore and you're out of ships, you've gathered different moons and different things, and then you pull your ships back. And my favorite part is this: you buy these modules, and then with the ships that you pull back, you get to trigger your different modules. And so it's very combo-tastic because I love that word.
It's not a word, but I mean I do remember using it in like we play.
Yeah. So anyways, and like as long as you have enough ships to activate every row, then you have energy, and you can use energy to activate the rest of the stuff, and you can just get a ton of stuff to basically go on your next mission out to explore and settle more places. So it is super fun, and you're moving up tracks, which I like tracks. I like to move
Planet Unknown.
But so it's super, super fun. I love the art. I mean, I really the thing that holds it back at all to me, I think, is that it's just hard to get to the table and hard to get people to play with me. But I really like it a lot, and it's hard to set up. That's another thing. It's hard to set up and tear down.
It's giving us Masters of the Universe vibes.
I like that game too, but I would like to play that more. But anyways, but yeah, so that is my number one game of 2024.
And that is our top 10 games of 2024.
Yeah, so that was fun. It's been a while.
That was
fun. Hopefully I'll get back to making videos. I kind of took a hiatus for a little while. I just I think I needed a break, but making a video with Oliver, I couldn't help myself. So, but yeah, so I'm hoping to get back to making videos, and I'm kind of exploring this and kind of figuring out what I want to do. But I think I just needed a break after making so many videos and the holidays, and so hopefully I can get back to like doing those 3-minute shorts and maybe getting back into doing some rule books and whatnot. So, but anyways, once again, if you like this video and you want to see more like this, hit the subscribe button, smack that little bell, and whatever the notification, so you get notifications, right? That's what you say? Oh, you need likes too. If you like the video, or if you like Oliver's hairdo, like the video.
You said smack that little bell. What do you do for the notifications? I'm sorry, I had that intro nailed for like 6 years.
I know.
So it's like, oh, what? All right, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you. I'm probably not going to see you in the next video, of course, but
who knows? Maybe some in the future.
Of course.
All right.
Bye!